of from the
Cradle
and the Convert. So sorry it's taken us, we've had such a gap between our first podcast, which
We're busy ladies.
was All Saints Day. But hey, you know what? We're kind of focusing on these like special feast days. And you know, we figured you didn't need to know about Christmas. You guys kind of have that one down. So today we're here to talk to you about the Epiphany.
Which is Friday, January 6th.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Now, I think in the U.S. it's not a holy day of obligation anymore, so they probably have pushed it to Sunday. But we're pretty excited. So it's the 12th day of Christmas. So
my true love gave to me
12 drummers drumming?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe something like that. It was some kind of musical instrument, I do believe. But anyway, so the question on your mind, I know, because inquiring minds want to know.
Always.
What is the Epiphany? Mrs. Fonstock, what's the Epiphany?
So I feel like I should clarify why I keep looking at my feet. Because we have the wise men here. We'll bring them on display. There's a third one here. The Epiphany is when the wise men first met baby Jesus.
And so the question is, why were they wise?
Maybe we could call them kings instead of wise men.
So why are they kings?
Well, they did follow the star and they brought gifts. So they had to be somewhat wealthy to have the gifts to give baby
Good
Jesus.
point. They're also called magi, which are like magicians, which I think was like fancy term for scientists back in the day. Astrologers. So a lot of different stories about the three kings, the wise men, the magi. Also, how many there actually were. There's all different kinds of stories about that, and history isn't really clear. They say they believe that 3 was ascribed to it because of the 3 gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. But regardless of what you think, if they were kings, if you sing "We Three Kings," if you believe they were astrologers because they were following the star, needless to say, 3 guys came to visit baby Jesus shortly after his birth. So, and we celebrate that on January the 6th, the Feast of the Epiphany. And so Trina and I were doing a little research on this today so we could be very...
We called up the old friend.
Yep. We called it Father Hummer, Father Lawrence Hummer. Thanks, Father. Sent us a little bit of information that he used to read to us on the Feast of the Epiphany about the wise men. And I will share that with you right now. So this is from a book by Raymond Jones, I believe he said, and it's about the infancy narratives. So this is kind of part of the tradition that goes with it. The Magi were the ones who gave gifts to the Lord. The first is said to have been Melchior, an old man with white hair and a long beard, who offered gold to the Lord as a king. Kind of looks like the guy, maybe a little longer beard is needed. The second, Gaspar, by name, young and beardless. Okay, well, our Gaspar has a beard, but it's okay. And ruddy complexion. He looks like he's, got some color in the cheeks there. Honored him as a god by his gift of incense, an oblation worthy of divinity. And then the third wise man, black-skinned and heavily bearded, named Balthazar.
Not as heavily bearded.
Yeah, we would have given Balthazar a bigger beard if we had this information. By his gift of myrrh, testified to the Son of Man who was to die. Okay. So then the story goes on to say that having undergone many trials and fatigues for the gospel, the 3 wise men met at Siwa, which was in Armenia, in AD 54 to celebrate the Feast of Christmas. Thereupon, after the celebration of Mass, they died. St. Melchior on January 1st, aged 116, St. Balthazar on January 6th, aged 112, and St. Gaspar on January 11th, aged 109. So, thank you, Father Hummer, for that tidbit of information. I always looked forward to hearing that little bit of history on the Magi. So
another piece of Epiphany is a lot of people keep up their Christmas decorations until Epiphany, because this is like the end of the Christmas story. So the end of the Nativity, when the wise men come and visit baby Jesus.
okay, so they also sometimes celebrate the baptism of Jesus. In the Eastern Church, they tend to celebrate the baptism along with it. And also my favorite miracle, the wedding at Cana. So those are also celebrated with the Epiphany. Did learn today, memo, shout out to my husband, that you are supposed to take your Christmas decorations down by the eve of the Epiphany. And if you do not take them down by the eve of, then you have to keep them up to Candlemas, which is February the 2nd. So technically, I could leave my Christmas decorations up till the beginning of February.
The Fonstock house won't be practicing that tradition.
The Corcoran household likes to keep Christmas decorations up. So I think I've figured out a way to squeeze another month out of my decorations. So
Gotta get your money's worth.
gotta love me some Wikipedia.
It's on Wikipedia, you know it's true.
So anyway, so we just kind of wanted to share a little bit with you about the Epiphany. I always tell my students that I feel like they really shouldn't get Christmas gifts till the Epiphany, because technically that's when Jesus got his gifts. Talked to the 8th graders today, and they said they just didn't know if they could wait till the Epiphany. I also told them to ask their parents tonight what they were going to receive for the Epiphany, because they should be getting a
I
gift.
feel like some 8th grade parents are going to be calling you.
So yeah. Oh, another little tradition about the Epiphany, or that kind of stems from the Epiphany, that might surprise you.
And is a little gross. The king cake? Is that what
Oh
we're
yeah,
talking?
yeah. Why is the king cake gross?
Well, because tradition says you make it now and you eat on it until Ash Wednesday,
yeah,
which is February 22nd.
yeah.
So a long time to be eating
So
the
it's a
same
long
cake.
time to be eating on the same cake. But so a lot of us, when we think about the king cakes, we think about Mardi Gras, and you don't think about it until Fat Tuesday, Shrove Tuesday. What are all the other words for Fat Tuesday? The end of Carnival. But what we learned today from Wikipedia is that technically Carnival starts after the Epiphany. So that would make sense. And the king's cake was traditionally called the Three Kings cake. And so if you get the baby, Jesus, out of the king's cake, it's supposed to bring you good luck. I was always taught that you had to bring the cake the next year. So if you're looking for some fun to do this weekend, bring out the king's cake early and eat on it till February 22nd. Or eat it and then get another one. So you have until February 22nd to indulge. And then we head into Lent.
And don't forget our grilled cheese and tomato soup dinner, February 22nd. 5 to 6:30 in the cafeteria.
Yes, so February 2nd, in case you haven't figured it out, it is Ash Wednesday. We will have services here at Bishop Flaget at 10 a.m. in our gym, and everyone's welcome to attend. And then, like Mrs. Fonsock said, we are having our traditional, because this will be, what, the 3rd year? And we maybe have a little COVID off. But our goal has been to make it a traditional evening with tomato soup and grilled cheese. Since it is a day of fast and abstinence, you can also get that to go if you want to take it home. We'd love to see you here. And then, of course, right after Ash Wednesday starts Friday Fish Fries.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be flipping some fish down at St. Mary's Family Life Center this year. So hopefully we'll have another episode of From the Cradle and the Convert out to you.
We'll shoot for 2 weeks. We'll shoot for it.
We'll
see
shoot
what
for
happens.
2 weeks. We're doing our best here. We're excited about the things happening at Bishop Flaget School, and hope that you guys are having a good 2023, and we look forward to talking with you again soon. Peace out.
Bye.